Hi, welcome back. It's Ingrid with the Creative Grove, and so you can see here I am trying to figure out exactly where I'm going to put my mark here. I'm going to draw kind of like a wavy line, and this is the back side of the card, and I'm just making a little tiny tick mark there at about the 1.5 mark, and then I'm going to bring my ruler up to the top and I'm going to put it at the same place, and that kind of gives me a beginning and ending point for my design, just using a regular pencil. And I'm going to draw this rather light because it is white cardstock and I don't really want it to go through, so I'm just kind of doing an S pattern. You could do this as a wave or a straight edge. It doesn't necessarily have to be a wave. You could do it on a diagonal, whatever you're in the mood to do. Now this was a little too curvy for me, so I came back in and just kind of altered it. Don't need to worry about erasing it. As long as I know what line I'm cutting on, we're good. So I've sped up a lot of this video just for time purposes to keep it nice and short, and I just wanted to also let you know that I have a lot of the projects at the end here. Now I do make my cuts with long scissors. I recommend that you don't use paper snips, you use a long blade, because you're able to make a longer cut, and especially when you're coming through a curve, that becomes a lot more of a smoother cut. And that's kind of really important. The more cuts you make, like with the little tiny paper snips, you'll have a lot more jagged edges. So we're going to work on the top piece here, and you can see I'm using a de-static tool. We're going to do a lot of embossing. So I have some Versamark ink by Sukaniko and this gorgeous butterfly stamp. And this is from the Beautiful World designed by Gina K for stamp of approval. And this was a really fun stamp to work with. I have it on a lot of projects as you've seen over the last 5 days. And I could not make this card. When I saw this card online, I was like, oh, it's screaming to use that butterfly white on white. And the only thing that would have made it more perfect is if I had my Brutus Monroe white embossing powder that I just got, which is awesome. So here we have just a very quick dip into the powder, and then this is my heat tool. And you can see that I'm now going to apply some two-way tape, just like a tape runner on the back side. And I'm going along the curve, so take your time. And then you have a lot of great colors that you're going to work with. To make my rainbow pattern, I'm using Real Red, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Gumball Green, Island Indigo, and Elegant Eggplant by Stampin' Up. And we're going to use 1/2-inch strips. And you know what a lot of these are those leftover 1/2-inch strips that you get when you cut down your paper. I always save those, because you can use them for things like this, or just put behind a title or anything. Those are great. Don't ever throw those scraps out. And then you're just going to line them up like this, and I'm just kind of doing this real time, and then we're going to jump ahead and kind of really speed this up. But you're just going to continue in the pattern. Now, the one mistake I made on my card is I did kind of a custom card, so I went as long as I wanted to, and I wasn't really thinking when I measured it out, so I didn't quite give the extra for that last little color. So you can see that's the pattern that you're going to get. Now you can see here I got to the end and I have only a little tiny space left, and so I had to make a little tiny piece of orange there for my last little color. But it looks pretty cool, right? Kind of reminds me of a kid's piano right there. This would also make a great piano card if you did black and white. That would be a very cool card for somebody who's a musician. So now we're gonna end up doing the bottom piece, and first we need to add our greeting. And I love these greetings from the All About You stamp set designed by CAS-ual Fridays for stamp of approval. I love when you get to mix and match greetings. They're just awesome. You know, versatility is definitely key for me when I stamp. I stamped it in VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm just going to emboss it in clear. Thing like the top, we're going to just add the same adhesive on the curve and then just attach it to our card. It's really simple. It's a very easy card, but I mean, it's just so cute and really good for just about any occasion. And it just kind of has that interesting pop in between the big white layers. Now to finish the card off, we don't want to leave it just like this. We definitely want to pop this up. So we're just going to trim it up, and then we're going to pop the whole thing up on some fun foam. It's a really big panel. You know, the card is almost 7 inches long. So, you know, I'm going to add some fun foam here, and then look at that. I mean, this is a great card. Quick, easy, and definitely eye-catching. So enjoy all these close-ups that I have coming up right now. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you come back and see lots of different tutorials. I do everything from mixed media to watercolor to clean and simple, as you saw, quick, sometimes regular real time, all sorts of things.